What's up and welcome to Kplus Gaming Corner, and in this Outriders video I'm sharing my Devastator Deathproof build. Deathproof has never been a very popular set as I rarely come across any Devastators running it, but trust when I say this, in my opinion, is one of the fastest, most powerful firepower builds in the game, and I'd love to challenge some firepower tricksters or technomancers to see who can outdamage who when I'm running this build. During a recent expedition, as I was mowing down enemies, I was curious and decided to see where my firepower was at, and was shocked when I saw the 6.7 million you see there. Keep in mind, it was ticking down, so it was even higher before I paused to take the screenshot. I've gotten some of my fastest expedition times running this the way I have it, and it's extremely satisfying to watch behemoths and captains and broodmothers melt before your eyes in seconds. Without further delay, let's get right into it. Starting with the skills, and with this being the Deathproof set, we're obviously using Boulder Dash since according to the set bonus, the cooldown for Boulder Dash is reduced by 90%, and as you can see here, whenever you dash into enemies, the skill is back in under a second. You're basically Boulder Dashing at will, which will be convenient when I explain the gameplay and how we play this build. The set bonus also increases our firepower by 30% of our armor, so we'll also want to be ramping up our armor values as high as we can get them. The other skills I'm using are Tremor and then Gravity Leap for the mobility, and also to mix in another kinetic skill, which I'll explain why when we get to the packs tree. For the weapons, I've been experimenting with quite a few, including this Fatal Symbiont, which I used in other builds with Dark Sacrifice, Ultimate Damage Link, and Wrath of Moloch, and I'm also playing around with this Torturer I lucked into recently that rolled with Shadow Comet, and then I added Ultimate Damage Link in addition to the improved vulnerability bullets that it comes with. I've even tried a few shotguns like this Funeral Pyre that rolled with Fortress and Shadow Comet, and then I added Claymore Torrent to see how that works. All have been fun to use, but in the end I think I'm sticking with my Fatal Symbiont as my main tool. For the secondary, I'm still running with my Death Shield that rolled with Moaning Winds, and then I added Radiation Splash so we can mix both in with the reload attack, always an excellent finishing move, or a way to clear out pesky enemies trying to swamp you. For the gear, we're starting with the Deathproof Mask, which comes with Primal Weakness. If I had a better bonus firepower helmet, I'd probably go with that one instead, since I don't think we really need Primal Weakness, but it's useful since it's reducing enemies' resistance by 30% whenever you hit them with a Boulder Dash. Swapping this out and keeping the Primal Rage mod that it also comes with is even worse, since this mod is reducing Boulder Dash's cooldown, and we don't need that at all because we basically have no Boulder Dash cooldown. Either way, the headpiece rolled with Dead Clock, which is going to be really useful here since it's giving you an 8% weapon damage bonus for every skill that's on cooldown, and your Tremor is on a 16-second cooldown and Gravity Leap is on a 10-second cooldown. For once, a long cooldown works in your favor, as for most of your engagements, your weapon damage will be up 8 or 16%. I included Damage Absorber here since, as mentioned with the set bonus, our firepower goes up with our armor, so this is a great way to have a static boost with all the extra armor you get. I suppose this could be optional if you wanted to go in a different direction, or something like Mitigation from Death would also be fine if you happen to roll that on your gear. I don't have a good deathproof chest armor, main reason I'm kinda stuck with the helmet, so I'm using the Statue's Torso, which rolled with Captain Hunter, which is great, and more important, it comes with Power of the Stones, which increases your weapon damage by 30% while your Tremor is active, and your teammates will enjoy that 30% boost as well. And then I included Primal Armor, which doubles your armor after each Boulder Dash, which is another easy way we're ramping up our armor, which is in turn ramping up our firepower. I'm using the Deathproof Leg Armor, which comes with Primal Chain Gun, increasing your weapon damage by 20% per enemy hit with the Boulder Dash, and can stack up to 100% if you manage to hit 5 enemies, and the effect lasts for 5 seconds. These came with Vaccinated, which is decent for some defense, but I really want some deathproof pants that'll roll with Primal Chain in the APOC slot, which would be more useful. I included Sharp Eye here for some extra firepower whenever we get critical shots while aiming down sight, and you'll see when we get to the pack tree, you'll be hitting critical shots almost the whole time non-stop. Sharp Eye lasts for 5 seconds and stacks up to 3 times, so it's a great way to get in some additional damage. Other mods like Stare into the Barrel or Anomaly Echo could work here as well. For the gloves, I'm using the Deathproof Gauntlets, which comes with Death's Door, which is another way we're doubling our armor, this time whenever our health drops below 35%, so those times you might be in some trouble, you'll also be extremely powerful. These gloves rolled with Dum Dum bullets, which is great for some extra assault weapon damage, and then I included Plate Piercer, which increases your critical damage by 50% of your armor piercing value. In total, with this setup, we're sitting at 90% armor piercing, so that's 45% critical damage increase. Keep in mind though, if I were to switch weapons to my Torturer or Funeral Pyre with the critical damage attribute instead of armor piercing, we'll still come out ahead with a little more critical damage, so you're not forced to use a weapon with armor piercing. This spot's very flexible, so let me know in the comments how you'd have yours set up. I'm using the same purple boots I was using in my statue set build since I didn't have anything better, these rolling with Circle of Power, but I'd love to get my hands on some bonus firepower purple boots rolling with Despair instead, since we're using Gravity Leap, and then I could get in that extra 30% anomaly damage to enemies we're leaping into. These boots rolled with Give Me More, which gives you 2 extra tremor explosions, though I wouldn't mind something better there as well. And then I added Kingslayer, which is a great mod for firepower builds, especially since we're going to be critting constantly, and critical hits on elites are increasing your firepower by a sexy amount for 10 seconds. Looking at the class tree, we're mostly up top, going all the way to the end to grab Altered Charge, which increases weapon damage by a nice 70% whenever your Boulder Dash or Gravity Leap ends, and this 70% will basically be up the whole time since you're Boulder Dashing every few seconds. Along the way, make sure to grab Champion for another 45% boost in weapon damage whenever you use any skill, Assault Master for some extra assault weapon damage, Heirloom Armor will be useful to get more armor from enemies dying in close range, Stone Circle to extend that close range by an extra 4 meters, and then Through the Mob, which increases your armor by 15% for each enemy in that close range. Through this, your firepower is going to be going higher and higher, and you're getting tankier and tankier at the same time, what a Devastator is supposed to be. For the packs tree, we're totally up top, starting with Hunting Season for a 30% weapon damage boost, as well as increasing your magazine size by 50%. Finishing Touch, which replenishes 35% of your magazine for each killing shot. Armored Division, which is increasing your armor piercing by 20%. And then the key to the whole build, Against Devastating Odds. With this node, whenever you Boulder Dash or Gravity Leap onto an enemy, if it's 3 or more enemies hit, your armor piercing goes up some more, but more importantly, if you hit 1 or 2 enemies, for the next 4 seconds, all of your shots will be critical shots. If you play this the right way, you can string along nothing but critical shots with those nice yellow numbers, which is wild since even the Arbiters won't be able to stand up to that sort of barrage. The way I usually go is I try to single out or isolate enemies like alphas or captains or broodmothers, leap onto them and destroy. Rinse and repeat as you Boulder Dash into the rest. You're mixing in Tremors for the extra 30% weapon damage, as well as Moaning Winds whenever necessary, and before you know it, you'll be clearing out rooms as fast as the enemies can spawn. For the ascension points here, you want to focus on the brutality area, first with weapon damage, then close range damage and armor piercing. Damage against elites and critical damage would also be great, and then you can spend some points in the anomaly area for some of those as well. The rest is up to you to fill in as you see fit. There you have it, Deathproof Devastator, one of the best firepower builds I've put together, especially considering we don't have anything like Blighted Rounds or Twisted Rounds for those extra boosts, but you'll be incredibly powerful all the same. If you like these sorts of videos, be sure to give a like and a thumbs up, it's greatly appreciated, and if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe so you know whenever these videos drop. And with that, until next time, peace.